All right, welcome to the Collectin and Connectin podcast, episode 121. Here we go. We got some first timers on the show. Welcome, fam. How we doing here? We got Ragaszto, we got Packdrip, and we got FantasyCouch. How are we all feeling today? Well, we're here to talk collectibles. We're here to talk about why we spend our money week after week. It's just fun to just talk about. And then this is the first, as we have all the way from Hungary, I believe, right? This is a long ways away in Europe. Welcome to the show, and thanks for joining us today. How we doing? How we feeling?
Thanks for having me. I'm really excited. I've been following your podcasts, and I love some conversation you've been having with Riba guys. It was very hard to catch, and also Rohan. I chat a lot with Banana, and well, I'm just happy to be here and to discuss stuff.
Awesome. And what's your favorite team? What jersey you got on over there? Is that one of your favorites, or what do you?
Well, it's just sometimes when there's like it's a LeBron jersey,
LeBron.
And
what number?
What number
LeBron? We got which one? Up 23. Very nice.
Very cool. So it's just from France, and it's kind of a jinx jersey. So whenever there's a legendary pull or something very shaky stuff to pull to rip it back, and sometimes there's like a call that we do together, and this is the thing I wear.
Very nice. Let's move to our next first-time guest here on the CNC Pod, FantasyCouch. How we doing? Thanks for joining us today.
What's up, guys?
How we feeling? I know that's it. From your name alone, we know that you're a big fantasy fan. I would assume. How many leagues are you in for NFL this season? What do we got here so far?
I cut it down. I was in dozens. Now I'm only in 5 total leagues. Well, like 900 best ball, but we don't count that because you don't have to manage that, right? So I'm only in 5 real leagues I got to manage. I'm very proud of that.
Very nice. Packdrip, what are we saying over here? Welcome to the show. What is this? How many fantasy teams you got this year? What are you at? What are you up to for NFL?
What's the word? Oh, for NFL, I'm actually at 0 this year. I messed up on the last day. I was going to join the league. My friend had a draft, and then I was like, bro, I'm too busy. I'll pass on it. And he filled my spot last minute. Usually I'm in there with fantasy, and I actually had some good hunches this year about players. And I think I would have been doing great, but It is what it is. I didn't get a draft this year going. I didn't have the time, so I missed it. Good. But NBA, FantasyCouch, if you do a little NBA stuff, I'm in there.
You're in NBA fantasy. Here we go. Listen, you don't just have to play. NFL, NBA fast break. Fantasy. You want some real fantasy stuff? All right. It's NBA league will be fun.
I do an ESPN league every year.
Okay.
I do with actual moments. I started a league 3-4 years ago. It was called the Jaylen Brown Fantasy League, and you had to have a Jaylen Brown All-Star moment, and you gift it to me. And I held it, and I held 10 Jaylen Brown All-Star moments from 9 different people. They all sent me the moment, and then the winner of the league won 8 of them, and then the person who made it to the finals got 2. So they got their money back, their card, their moment back, and they got an extra one, and that's how we did it. So yeah, it was pretty cool. You can find utility in anything. So that's why Topshot is actually a really good benefit and a resource for anything sports betting wise.
No, that's true. I mean, and you don't have to mail a physical card. It's easy to just gift it and send it to somebody. They're digital, so the transaction just takes under a minute, really, before if you're still logged in for the day, you really get it out even in a couple seconds. But it's pretty neat. I like that idea. So that's it. We got a bunch of fantasy plays here, NBA fans,
that's
NFL fans. Sorry, you just cut out.
I used to be anonymous. I was anonymous for a little bit. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
But I was anonymous. Packdrip was never supposed to be a public page at all. But because I started that league, I had to kind of put some higher trust into people, and they had to get higher trust in me to send me their moment, So it became this thing where I eventually became, not anonymous on the account anymore. I wasn't just some random avatar, and I started showing who I actually really was in real life. And so that from there, I think it convinced some people to join my league. And we had a really fun league for while it lasted, and we ran it back. We haven't done it. We didn't do it last year, and I think I want to bring it back this season for sure. So I'll have to pick out a moment that's like has maybe 10 listed at a similar price. I got to scout the moment and make sure people want to do it for that player. But yeah, it's a fun thing to do. Topshot has a million possibilities. And Ragaszto was talking behind the scenes about some more. If you
we'll
tell us. I mean, he was talking about Flowty and how it relates to the housing market. I was like, this guy's blowing my mind.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know. I know you're talking about the Flowty loans, and you're really big into that. You want to tell us a little about what got you into the NFTs, into the collectibles, and where your passion lies with all this fun NFT world.
Yeah, I was actually thinking how to call it. So it's kind of a Cinderella story, but no, I don't want to go there. So how I started to get really excited about Topshot is that I pulled my first grail from like a few dollars back. It was a legendary Steph Curry anthology moment, and I was like, wow. So let's discover a little bit more what all of this blockchain, Roham, Ethereum, all this is about. I started looking around and talking to people on Discord. So at that time, you could only see, season 4, the season 2, season 3 were very hyped. Well, I don't know. I mean, season 1 was crazy, and then you saw that things were kind of descending price-wise anyway. And I started asking around on Discord, like, would you guys hold this moment? Would you guys sell it? What to expect? Where to go? and they told me, it's not only buying and selling. So in the future, you can expect much more. But already there are some platforms like Flowty. It was a great team. So I joined, and I saw like you can rent your moments, for example. At that time, it wasn't fast break, but still now you could rent it for fast break, and you can get it back the other day. Very smooth, very, very good. So a lot of possibilities. But not only that, you can mortgage your NFT like a property, like a real estate. And that really blew my mind. So I said, okay, let's discuss this space. Let's meet some people. So I've been in very much contact and talk with the Flowty team, who are like very good and very user friendly. And whenever I have an issue or a question, they are very ready to help. So, well, this is the story with Flowty and how I got closer to discovering other options, what you can do with your moments.
For sure, it's a lot. It's a lot of fun when you look at them as pieces to playing fast break. I mean, they're obviously it's all under the collectible umbrella, but they're assets as well. I mean, that you can put them up for loan, you can rent them on Flowty, and you obviously could sell them on the marketplace. And what's so fun about Flowty is that there's so many other NFTs involved that list their stuff on the Flow blockchain. So it's not just NBA Topshot. You have NFL ALLDAY on there. You have a number the Rogue Bunnies. You have
you have Flow Avatars. And now Disney Pinnacle, but I'm not sure if they are already available yet. Not yet, but actually you can see the collection and you can see some initial figures about that. You have the metal, the Hot Wheels, but I try to focus on fewer things, but there are a lot of exciting things to check out.
Right. And FantasyCouch is talking about Flowty and other collectibles. We know you've collected obviously Flow NFTs. What started you out, and what have you been collecting on your path?
First of all, I got a complaint about Flowty. I don't know.
Okay.
Because I love it. Right, it's awesome. There's no doubt about it.
Good start to complain.
But and I'm always gonna keep it real and keep it honest, and I think that's what people like to hear. Like, maybe I'm an idiot or whatever, but I can't figure out how to rent stuff. I can't figure out how to loan stuff. someone like Ragaszto, he may have been like, oh, okay, and then he figured it out in 5 minutes, and now he's renting all his moments. I couldn't figure out how to do one, and I tried to buy a moment using USDC the other day, and it's like, oh my god, it's so hard. And look, I get that crypto is hard and sometimes, and a site like Flowty, the whole point of it to me is to make things easier for dummies like me, right? So it's like, and that's what it like. It is an easy site to use, don't get me wrong, but maybe a little bit more like the two questions I just had right now. I think there's a super basic stuff. How do you rent out a moment? How do you rent a moment? How do you buy on USDC? I think a little tutorial video, like even if it's terrible, or an updated blog. I mean, maybe it's out there. I'm just saying, like when I go and I spend 20 minutes, I couldn't figure it out. But I buy and sell stuff on there. It is easy overall. I'm just giving, if anyone from Flowty is watching, I'm just giving some feedback as well.
We had MBL, who obviously is a huge part there of Flowty, and
MBL is just awesome, by the way.
There are, I'll just tell briefly, as there are those short videos and how-tos that are they're out there. I believe that they're on YouTube right from the site. I think it directs you to watch those videos if you want a quicker explanation. But Ragaszto, you want to give us your response to that, as far as how did you figure out exactly how to loan your collectibles, and how did you decide to do a rental? What was your process on that?
I think things improved very much. So I give you that. It hasn't been always very easy, but Flow, with their reference wallet or their wallet, which they support now, which can be connected to now a Dapper wallet with the account linking, it has become very, very easy.
That's what I was trying to do. I need to do that. That's what I need to do. I don't know.
Okay, so what I want to say is that later on, if we connect on Discord or you give me whatever, I can show you very, very quickly.
Yeah, we don't want to do a tutorial here, but yeah, send me a video, send me a link. Yeah, I mean, look, even if it's a few, there's always a small percentage of people watching it that's like me. You know what I mean? Like that just hasn't figured out everything.
But I think on Discord they are also very, very, very friendly and customer oriented. So you just write them, guys, I have an issue. And MBL usually is all the time looking out for things, and they are very nice to solve some things. Well, I have some criticism about how they changed their site, but that's more of a strategical thing. So anyway, I don't want to bore you with that.
So FantasyCouch, what collectibles are you into? You want to just get into, I know you said you started, obviously you got that first bite with NBA Topshot. You said you're still collecting NFL all day. You're a big football fan.
Yeah, a huge football fan. I'm Niner fan. I still collect NFL all day. I still got a good, Topshot collection. I'm just not actively, looking at it because I'm more of a football fan. Yeah, but I like NFL all day. I'm a believer in the product. Hopefully one day, it'll be super, super mainstream. And I do believe in that long-term goal. That's going to happen one day. It's not going to be easy, man, and it's going to be long, and the road's going to be bumpy. But I do foresee it happening one day where people are like, "This is it. This is the future. And the future will be now." I do see that happening one day.
And about,
do you play the NFL playbooks? Have you played the fantasy playbooks in a way with your collection?
Yeah, we're in a huddle, so you can do a team too. 11 people get together and do a group. This guy last week, something happened. He didn't set his thing, so we're thinking about we have to take care of that guy. But
okay, all right.
We'll see. And then I'm just joking. We're not gonna kill him. I was just joking. I'm not, but but yeah, that's the problem when you're in a group with 11 people. You gotta all. You had to all chip in, but it's cool. Utility.
You got to keep up to date. You don't want to see those injured players still on the list there. That's not. You don't. Well,
he just forgot to hit the submit button or something. I don't know what happened. He just didn't submit anything. And then we were kind of doing good, and then we fell a lot of ranks. But obviously, it's cool. Utility, lots of different games. 5 different games on there. on the playbook. So yeah, it's pretty cool, and it just he has to keep getting better and revamping. Yeah, but I play every week for sure.
Okay.
And are you
Ragaszto,
sorry? Are you?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Are you
Go ahead.
bullish more on NFL all day than on Top Shot?
No, look, man, someone tells me there's a swimming pool and I just jump in head first. So I'm kind of I'm not like a real estate guy, like and a lot of times I've been right and a lot of times I've made dumb decisions, but like I just go for it. That's the thing. That's why when I'm on Flowty, I'm like, I couldn't figure it out. I give up, so I just jump in head first. I always try something at least. So I definitely am not the guy to ask like what's better, Top Shot or NFL All Day as far as collecting and the market. I just collect what I love and go in and hope for the best. Hopefully both are amazing in the future.
I see them very similarly, but I'm more of a Top Shot guy. I just see when the seasons are different, so they develop this one first, and then the other season comes. But I don't know.
Look at this. I figured this might be a familiar sight to you guys. Ragaszto, why don't you take us through a little bit of what you do here, of what brings you to the site, and what are your favorite parts here of Flowty? This is what are you going to the marketplace when you're on here? You're taking a look at all the collections, what they have. We could take a look at some loans, some activity. It's definitely some cool stuff. Good information on here. As you guys can see,
there you could just see what I mentioned about the Disney Pinnacle. So I'm not into the Disney thing. Are you guys into the Disney thing? But here there was some activity with the right there, no, with the child.
Yes, yep. So exactly, yep. You could see it basically rolling away here as it's going. I mean, this is pretty cool to see the Disney stuff selling. As right away, you got $155 pin, followed by a 1 here for $144. What do we got? A Pluto. These are the brand new Plutos that came out today. I think these dropped today on Friday, and at 12 o'clock Eastern, they were $50. So now you could quickly see that they're being sold for $155 and $144. There's only 295 of them. So if you've been double thinking Disney Pinnacle, I'm telling you guys, take a look at it, because it's a quick $100 profit right there if you're just in for it for the for the money aspect. If you wanted some extra dapper, that's a quick way to get to get some right there. And then obviously with your wallet, you can, with the dapper wallet, you can go to NFL, NBA, Top Shot. It all blends wherever you go and you can use it. So as you can see this right here, definitely Disney is getting some activity. $195, we got Frozen 1 pin that just sold, and for $200 another Frozen 1 Silver Sparkle, Winnie the Pooh, that is. All right. Have you purchased any of the Disney Pinnacle stuff, Ragaszto? Have you checked it out?
I was very hyped about it, the whole story in the beginning, and I was following very much, but I haven't followed up for a while because I was waiting it to be released, and for me it's a bit too much into beta or closed circles or testing. I'm not following it very much anymore. Well, that's why I asked. What do you think about it right now? Is it pumping? Is it becoming very popular?
Absolutely. I think it's still the beginning stages. That if you're saying, oh well, it's too late to join, I don't think so, because I think that's knowing the Disney brand and knowing how large it is, obviously across the world. I'm sure even where you are, you know what I mean. There's I don't know. Have you been to Euro Disney? Have you been to any of the?
No, I've been to Florida. I've been to Orlando actually. It's
nice. Okay. Wow. Oh, cool.
And I love all this custom, how you bring the physical custom into the digital space, and the pins where I love the story itself, but I didn't really feel like the utility side of it and where are we going with it. And it's not open, you cannot really sell yet, or you couldn't sell for a long time, or you couldn't buy from other collectors, just from the central store. So is I'm kind of waiting it out. Where all is it going? I don't really have it clear. That's why I'm asking
Yep.
what do you guys think, or where is it going?
Yep. No, I think it's going in a good place. I know in the beginning there was a lot of keeping it small as they were trying to test it out. But now there's, the full app you can download. It's fully functional. It's been advertised that with your Disney Plus subscription, this has been going on that every month
I saw that.
You get a free
Amazing.
pin. So it's really cool because it's reaching
Crazy.
a lot of people, I think, that maybe haven't been on a Dapper product before, but it's their first. If you jump into their Discord, you could see there's a lot of first timers in the NFT world coming in through that. So I think it's really cool that it's something that is getting a lot of new collectors. And obviously there is already a foundation with Disney physical pins. So, to me, it's where it's just like with the cards. If you have that, community already there, it's easy to kind of spread the word and talk to them, about this, because as soon as they see it, they might say, okay, this is what is this? I like pins. This is a pin, let me see a little bit about it. And I think it's something that over time is just going to keep growing, because to me, it's a solid foundation to it. They really have a nice system where it's, you can do trades during the week. And then the trades stop, and then there are sometimes like on the weekends, it's marketplace weekends. So then you can sell stuff. So it's not 24/7, do everything all the time, which is kind of nice because it kind of makes it like an event. It's like, okay, we can talk ahead of time about, trading, and okay, I need this one more pin for my collection, but I have 2 of something else. So let me message some of the community members, which obviously through the Discord app, if you're accustomed to, Discord anyway, it's so easy because you're just basically throwing out there, I need this pin, I have this double, and I'm looking to trade. And somebody will pretty much link up with you. And from there, once the trading comes back on during the week, you're set, and you can just, without keep opening capsules and opening up to get the pins you need, you could do an easy trade. So it's cool because it combines that. It combines, there are some, Disney pins that have like a digital display, which are the rare ones, the harder ones to get. So the mints are really small, and those are some of the big prices that, you see that are going. And there's some that will have like a, special, there we go.
I got 40 of them, but I don't watch much
Nice.
basketball anymore, and I'm not like into all those, cartoons and stuff, so I stopped collecting. But I do have 40.
Hey, that's awesome.
Now I can go on Flowty and see if I have any good ones.
Look at this. Do you happen to have any magic reveal rare ones that are out there? I just want to talk a little bit about that. Basically, it's
probably not. Matt, no. Probably not. I haven't. These are all old, so if it's a newer thing,
okay,
I definitely don't have it.
Some older ones. Some older ones have that. There's some volume 1 sets like Peter Pan, Pinocchio. I believe there's basically it's just like a the digital, like basically the display. It's a short movie clip. So you spin the pin, and the magic reveal will show the short clip of who that character is from the movie. They came out like with the Goofy movie just came out. It's really neat. You get like the actual animation video, and those are pretty much always attached to the rare, the more rare pins that are out there. So just just thinking of it all and all the stuff that's involved, I think it's definitely something cool to check out. It's definitely something that, I think now that it's just getting started, it's great too. If you have youth in the family, or friends, you're sitting around and, you want to show them something cool. These are real easy. You can, like I said, you can trade them with other people. So if they get into it, it's something that I think even like, because if they're not into sports, they could still be into any of this. You know what I mean? We got Jungle Book. We have Star Wars stuff, Lion King, Toy Story, and then even some old time classic stuff. You know, it's like even if you depending on your generation, you have some of these old time, throwbacks, the classics, Disney characters. It's just pretty neat. I mean, definitely, I would say take a look, get in the Discord there, chat up a little bit to some of the community, and they're all very, a lot of very helpful people there to help you out with any questions. And obviously, myself, as I, been pretty big into it, since it started, getting a little bit at a time, trying to build my collections. I just enjoy the variants, and like the mint sizes are very small to some of these. You could see here it says 378, 244 total supply. Some stuff is really limited, and depending on the characters, obviously, who's more popular than others, those small mint sizes, could drive a big price. As you see, some of these are selling for, in the thousands over the last couple of months.
Yeah, I saw on the Discord and everywhere that this is becoming very popular, and everybody's talking about it, how great the value increase was and how exciting it's becoming. So I'm planning to go back and check, but time.
Cool.
But talking about it, one feature I really liked, and it's also connected to Topshot, is that you could actually turn around and zoom in and zoom out and really study your moment, every bits of it, because in Topshot you have the moment which just starts playing, and you have to watch the whole thing through so that it turns around, and it has kind of this special, very very special form, how there's a glass outside and there's a cube, but you can't really study it because it just moves, and then it repeats. But now, I think I'm not a VIP, but VIPs have this access, and now with this moment that the VNBA, the page, which everybody's chasing from the packs, and still it's not been ripped or pulled. So you have the chance to
you've been seeing
to
those
do the same with your own moment.
Waves. Yeah, the price of those 70 waves for that wave one, right? You talk about that Will Chamberlain.
No. If you go to the main page, if you go to the Topshot page, now there is a possibility for this this ultimate moment, which everybody's chasing from the VNBA.
What pack is it?
Chase pack. Well, if you go to the main site, it's there. Actually, you don't have to. You can go directly to the moment. But if you go down, there is this ultimate moment, which you can pull from. Yeah.
I think I know. So the page back.
The page. Yes, exactly. This one. If you click on this moment.
No, it's very neat. I know they started doing this a while back with the NBA playoff moments. I think they did this with they started with that, where you could actually, it was like grabbing and holding that moment. They were doing that with some of those NBA playoff moments.
Yeah, you see down there, you have the option. You have the option to rotate on the bottom if you want to showcase.
Yep. Yes. Yep. No, that's all. It's really cool. I enjoy it. It's really neat. Definitely something that adds a whole nother aspect to the moment itself.
I don't know if you're using it or not, but the Panini moments, even though they are not like cube, they are not 3-dimensional, but they have this cardboard type of design, but you can rotate, and it's like kind of fancy. I think for the classic collectors, this is very engaging and very 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 attractive to do the same with the NBA Topshot moment. So I think this is a very exciting development.
Before we start again, wait, we got our buddy back here.
Special guest.
Special guest. Let's see if he's available. Special guest, Cameron, you. Oh, here we are. All right, look, from the car to the house. I mean, this is it. This is we're mobile on this show. We're really roaming around here.
Yeah, my phone overheated. Right. I'm so sorry.
Mine's been doing that a lot lately too. I don't know.
Yeah, my phone has never done that before. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It must be the new iPhone 17. coming out, so they're trying to kill the old ones.
Yeah, that's what's going
literally,
on.
We were on Zoom for like 8 minutes, and my phone literally caught on fire. I didn't use my phone the whole shift. Literally the whole shift, I didn't touch my phone.
No way. And it just started getting
literally hopped in the car, put on my AirPods,
what?
overheated in less than 10 minutes. I'm flabbergasted, but I'm sorry to ruin the show. Honestly, I feel terrible.
No, listen, you just coming. It's just round two over here.
Good. We're uncovering iPhone conspiracies, man. That's
I jump in with conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I believe it.
The jump ropes. I'll jump into the double dutch. My bad to interrupt.
We collect cell phones over here now. How many?
Yeah. From now on, you are talking.
But okay, go ahead. We'll give you the floor. We were just talking about the NBA season coming up. What you're looking forward to. Let's start. We were going to go to Ragaszto about the Lakers talk, but you could start us out with your favorite team, what you think for this season, and what you're excited about. Maybe a rookie, that's coming into the NBA Topshot, platform. Maybe you're looking for a Cooper Flag. Are you excited for a Cooper Flag moment or what?
I mean, who isn't excited for a Cooper Flag moment? But I'll say there's a few people I am really excited for. Memphis has a rookie, Cedric Coward, very slept on, and he barely played in college. I think he's going to be great. And I'd say there's a sleeper on the Nets. They drafted 5 rooks, right? But the one people don't talk about is Ben Seraph, depending on how you pronounce it. But it's one of the 2 Israeli draftees. There's Danny Wolf. Everyone knows about him coming from Michigan. But I actually like this Seraph dude. So I'm high on him.
Okay.
He's on the lower end of stuff.
They got some young talent.
Yeah.
What position is he?
The Brooklyn got some good players.
Guard. I'd say he's like a 2, most likely. But he's tall. He looks pretty, like, in the pre-draft process, I said he was like 6'6". I seen him next to the other guys. You could tell me he's 6'8", and I wouldn't argue you. Like, that's kind of how big he looks. It's kind of like how when Trey Murphy III came into the league, they were having him listed at like 6'7" as a rookie. I seen him at Summer League, and his shoulders were 6'7". You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah. And now we see Trey Murphy's height eventually got listed properly. I think Seraph is another guy who's like a bigger guard, and we'll see how big he actually is, and maybe he'll be a 3. There's a few other guys that are rookies. I do my draft board every single year. I took a lot of heat the year past because I had Matas Buzelis number 1, and he ended up going 11th. And I was on a live draft show, so I have my whole mock draft. Everybody was kind of, I had a good order, but Matas, I didn't have him going 11th. I had him going 1st. I thought he was freaking incredible. Him and Ron Holland were so good in the G, and I thought I saw more of his defensive stuff. And almost like he has little pieces of Giannis in him. And I seen that in him in the G. So I said Matas was going to be my guy, and it was right. So I'll take Cedric Coward. I say he's the rookie I'm waiting to see.
Nice. Very cool. All right. Listen, that's it. I mean, you're excited for that rookie debut.
Yeah, I'm a Celtics fan, born and raised in Massachusetts. So that's where I'm from. But for Ragaszto, I don't know what fan you are. I know you like LeBron and FantasyCouch. What are your teams?
I'm a Warriors fan.
Awesome.
Warriors. Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen,
I don't watch much basketball, to be honest, anymore. But yeah, I love the Warriors.
Up soon.
Yep. No, listen, I know this is that's the thing I obviously been hearing too with Steph Curry. It's a lot of people I think are foreseeing that, it's his retirement, like in the, coming sooner, obviously, than later. A lot of collectors are buying his stuff up now. I think in that, being that it might be a couple more years before they start hearing that. So just telling you guys that all around, I've been hearing the Steph Curry stuff on the physical cardboard side is getting very, very hot. So it's something that I wonder if it's going to be translated into the digital stuff as well. There will be a day that there won't be a LeBron and there won't be a Steph in the league. But how are you going to feel about that Fantasy Couch? Is Steph one of your favorites? Obviously, over the
obviously, but I mean, I'm not really worried about it. But I got a question. It's just the vibes I'm getting, and I don't know. So it's just a total question. I feel like the card collectors, they're more crazy. They go more into the hype, and they react more. They jump more. I mean, because the market's popping. Is that true, or is that just Am I just totally wrong on that? Then like a Top Shot or NFL All Day, it just seems a little bit more level, like not a lot of like, craziness.
The physical cards, I think, that's what I think some of the hype into the digital stuff is coming from, because that, the hype is real in the physical. And I think people then turn to the digital stuff and is saying, okay, like the Panini blockchain is having some, obviously, if you know about it, some big sales this year. I think some of that is coming down to, definitely some crazy sales. And I think it's the spillover from the physical side getting crazy, because, if you notice, it's obviously the same players are having the same draw. So it's, I think we're headed into that next stage of that, where collectibles are, becoming like, in the old days, people collected Rolex watches. They, big into paintings. You see a lot of the celebrities and, music stars today. Do they really want a painting as much as they want, a Michael Jordan autograph logo man patch? You know what I mean? I think it's collectibles in a way are blending themselves into, society, so it's just interesting to see that. I think that hype is real, especially when you're having serious investors spending over $50,000 for a card, spending over $100,000 for some rare piece of memorabilia. It's been growing since 2021 and that COVID break, but you could see it's not losing any steam, and I think it's just slowly going to help all the collectible industries that are attached to it. So digital obviously has a lot to benefit from that.
There's a lot of procrastinators in everything, in every field you go to. So, I mean, you could think about it in so many ways, right? There's like a big snowstorm coming. Like, I'm from the Northeast, snowstorm. Boom. What happens? Everyone rushes to the supermarket to buy toilet paper. So it's a sellout every time. So toilet paper sells out in the Northeast when there's a snowstorm, and it's kind of like that. You hear Steph Curry's retiring. Everyone needs to rush to the store, buy their Steph Curry. It's like you're leaving the club. The lights turn on. Oh, you got to find what you're doing next. You know what I'm saying? Because the lights are turning on. So it's like, it's this moment that people procrastinate at. And then Steph Curry now retired. I love Steph Curry. He's my favorite. And then eventually you hear, this is his last season. And you put your money where your mouth is. But then everybody does that. So I think it's just key to be a first mover. So you could buy the rumor. You buy the rumor, you sell the news. Essentially, it's like stocks. It's like anything. And you buy Steph Curry now for maybe 2 years, he does retire. And then maybe you're paying 600s, let's say, for whatever card. Let's say it's just valued at 500-600. Well, it might be 800 to 1,000 then. So would you rather pay the 500, 600 now, or the 800 to 1,000 then? I think that's what really drives it. It's just like people hear a time crunch and the shot clock's going down, and they put up a grenade. And sometimes you buy like Top Shot. Sometimes you buy it when all the hype is there, and then after that, the hype's all gone. But for certain players, Hall of Famers, come on, Hall of Famers. But for those type of players, there is a big jump, and they stay there. They actually, their value solidifies. You buy somebody like Lavoy Allen, who knows when he retires? Is it? He's already retired, but you know what I'm saying? Like an old player, like their value is not going to go crazy. Potentially, if someone passes away, sometimes their cards sell real quick. Sometimes if there's some random scandal, like OJ had a weird resurgence. And he had like a memorabilia scandal, and people wanted to start buying his memorabilia because he was stealing his own memorabilia from people. There's random catalysts, but for the most part, you should kind of scope out who these Hall of Famers are, do your due diligence, and then be ahead of the curve. So even when you're hearing now, Steph Curry's retiring next year, you already got your Steph Curry cards. You don't want to buy him when you're 37, 38 years old. You're buying his retirement price, so you want to try to get in at a certain time. So you want to think about who is the next, maybe not LeBron or Steph Curry, but who is that in the future? So Luka sells very well. Wemby, of course, is somebody who everyone's buying in early. I think Cade is another one highly slept on. And everyone kind of is like, yeah, Cade's good. We all know that. But if you look at the MVP voting last year, he was 5th. And people don't talk about Cade like he's the 5th best player in the league. But the trends start to show who the voters and the media and the league is going to start getting behind. I would say this is a year to get in the Cade. Instead of blowing all your money on Steph Curry, his cards aren't going anywhere. Try to get some Cade grails that you could really lock up for the next 10 years.
Because I mean, also, I mean, you got Jason Tatum. I mean, it's another championship player. His numbers are there. It's like it's hard to say like over time who holds their value. Who's going to be that? Obviously, Michael Jordan has retired how many years ago, but still, what his prices are, Kobe's prices. You can see Steph being there. For real, yep.
And there was this record like a month ago, right? This double card for $13 million.
Yep.
So now with Kobe and Jordan, crazy.
The double
crazy.
Yeah,
the double logo.
And,
the guy from Shark
I told you story. Sorry that I talked to some very educated Jordan cardboard collectors, and they told me that the Jordan card prices have like 3, 4, 5x in the last 6 months.
Wow, jeez. That's
because everyone else goes up, right? So when Steph Curry's rookie hits 4K, and then people go, wait, Steph Curry's rookie's 4K? Michael Jordan's rookie's 4K. And then it's got to go up. And then people buy the arbitrage. It's just like, it's a market. And people are going to play it no matter what. So if you got Steph Curry selling for this, that means Jordan's got to sell for more because Jordan is better than Curry, right? And that's just the way it is. So as long as these, they say, all tides raise boats or something like that, right?
Yeah, right.
Like that. Like if Steph Curry is now Michael Jordan price, what's the Michael Jordan price? And that's what we're going to continue to see. And as inflation goes up, people, talk about, inflation, blah, blah, blah. But if you think about it, that means dollars are worth less. So if something was worth $5,000 10 years ago, it should be worth at least $8,000 now in today's value. So things are going to go up no matter what because dollars are worth less. I don't know. I wish I could break it down a little easier than that.
It's true.
That's why,
as I told you, it's like real estate.
Stock market and inflation, because the stock market's always going to go up because the money is worth less. So your stock that's $150 is going to be worth $220 because the dollar's worth less. It's going to go up, but it doesn't mean you're actually getting more value for it. But you just got to find it in between and understand how economics work.
Yeah.
Just for a little fun, I want to just play. Each one of us just let us know an NBA player that's retired who isn't obviously Steph or Jordan, who you think's a good investment now to purchase. Because obviously seeing as things are kind of escalating, who would you invest in besides either of the, a retired player, but not Steph or Jordan? Ragaszto, what do you say? Who would be your one?
Well,
player?
I'm pumped for Shaquille O'Neal, but let's put it
nice. I agree. Fantasy Couch, what do we got? Who'd you say?
I have Shaquille O'Neal. You want to buy?
I
was so pumped when I ripped the very first Shaquille O'Neal run it back moment. It was worth a lot. Now it's not worth much, but yeah, that was awesome. Look, I don't know anything. I'm gonna look. I wrote down a bunch of fantasy football notes before this podcast. That's usually the questions people ask me, but I will answer. Look, it's all good. I'm just saying. Look, I will just answer your question with a question, which I've heard a lot on Discord. It's just, when is Kobe and Jordan coming to Top Shot? I'm still, I know it's an over asked question and all that, but I'm still excited. Like, it still makes me excited. Just the little bit of hype, even if it's 1%, 10%, or it's gonna happen at some point. I think it's gonna be awesome, and hopefully, like, all these things come down like an avalanche all at the same time, and everything just goes crazy.
That. And then Packdrip, what do we say? Who's your
if I had to choose somebody right now that I think is retired and slept on and could have a bump, I would say, you got Blake Griffin getting inducted next year. I know that sounds funny, but he most likely is getting inducted next year. He almost made it as a first ballot Hall of Famer this year. He's going to be next year. So when that
he's going to make Hall of Fame?
I think he's going to make it. Truly, I actually do.
I'm a little surprised at that, but I just know he's in a ton of commercials all of a sudden now, and it's like,
and he's on Amazon's
wild
broadcast. He's like going to be the next Charles Barkley, something like that. So if you want somebody who's going to be on television for the next 30 years in people's minds, I think it's Blake Griffin. If you want to choose maybe a different way, you could do Derrick Rose, who retired, most likely will get into the Hall of Fame as well, because he has this one MVP, but it's the youngest MVP in NBA history. And there's just a lot of mysticism around him about what he could have been and how he got derailed multiple times. He has this Grant Hill sort of vibe, but he actually did more than Grant Hill ever did. So I think he's going to make it off of that alone. So I think D Rose,
Very
and
nice.
he's got a huge community in Chicago of people who are diehards. Bulls community's huge, Chicago's huge, and just the Derrick Rose, he's from there. It could get a big buying surge. So I'd say them. And yeah, Blake Griffin, just off being popular in pop culture, I think he could stay relevant for the next 30 years, and the name Blake Griffin will still ring bells.
Awesome. All right, I like these picks. I'm going with Shaq. I'm a big fan, and I just think it's a you don't have a big man like that come along and win championships. All over the place. What a career. Just always relied on for getting points and clutch moments. To me, it was. I think the era in which you grow up also has something to do with it. And then Shaq back in the day, obviously when he was with the Magic coming in, it was something that mystified a lot of fans back in the day. And I think just that that just takes you into why you would want to collect and hold on to somebody, just because of those initial moments. And as he kept playing through one championship after another, as when he went to the Lakers with the Heat, I mean, it's just one of those true players that was just stays as a shock image to the first time you watch a basketball, seeing a guy that big being able to move and score and just get you your points when you need it. It's just he's one of my favorites. I think something that as time goes on, obviously, and we'll see. He's doing the like you said, being on TV. We don't know how much longer he's going to be doing that. It was almost a scare with the TNT crew going away last season. Now they're on ESPN for this upcoming season. That should be some fun. They kept that same group together. And to close us out, Fantasy Couch, give us some of your NFL fantasy tips for the rest of the season here. Who we got? What's some of your if you want to say now all these injuries going on in the NFL? What are you looking at that waiver wire for? What do you think? What are your suggestions? Okay, I lost. Say for example, I had Joe Burrow. I had James Conner as a running back, and I had CeeDee Lamb as a wide receiver. This is all true between my fantasy team. So what would you do for these three positions?
You're done. I mean, that's the. What are you gonna do? You're gonna go to waivers and you're gonna find a Hall of Famer. It's true. Hey, look, it's rough. It's rough. But I have
my birthday cake over here.
I just want to lead it off. Let me lead this off with one thing. I got a bunch of notes here, but the one thing that's probably more pertaining to collectibles here, like NFL all day, is last week, right? The Patriots, we got Ramondre Stevenson, the starting running back, 2 fumbles. So for those that don't know football, when you fumble, the coach wants to kill you and bring you back to life and kill you again. Like, it's the worst thing, because my buddy's a coach, and I asked him, look, man, if you're a running back, right, and you have a fumble issue or a running back that cannot pass protect, I just asked him, which one do you hate more? He said, look, the guy who can't pass protect, he's going to play a lot less. Like, it's bad. But if you fumble, you're not going to be on the field. Like, the coach isn't even going to look in your eyes. Like, it's that bad. So Ramondre Stevenson 2 fumbles last week. The backup running back, Antonio Gibson, 1 fumble. One guy that I mean, as a prospect, like, you see some guys pop, and Travion Henderson, the running back on the Patriots. I mean, this guy pops. Like, he looks like Jahmyr Gibbs. He looks like CJ2K, Chris Johnson. He's great. So he's fine. So he's a rookie on the Patriots. He's finally got the first team reps or whatever you want to call it in practice. Usually the number 1 running back gets the number 1 rep.
Stevenson. If you got Stevenson, what do you do with him then? So,
he's always been a hand. I mean, you never drafted Stevenson expecting anything really. He's a late pick, So he's more of a handcuff. But this is how it's supposed. So I'm just saying this is how it was supposed to go, or how we thought. And now this is the week that we're probably going to see Travion Henderson finally be the first string running back and see what he can do. He's amazing. He can catch. He's one of those guys who can catch a screen pass and take it to the house like you expect him to almost, if he gets those opportunities. So, one of my big mistakes in fantasy that I've made, and apparently I haven't learned quite, is not to put too much stock in rookie running backs. I remember I did this several years ago, and I got them all. Like, I don't even remember. I'm not good with names. I don't even remember. There was a Broncos running back, and there was a Tampa Bay running back. They were both rookies. It wasn't Keyshawn Vaughn. It was before him. Oh yeah, recently. Like, you do have people that stand out, and that was even more of a standout last year because Bucky Irvin wasn't even a top draft pick. So you got guys like Alshon Jenti, who thank God I didn't buy in. That's one thing I didn't buy into because I knew the Raiders sucked. That's one thing that's a no-no for teams. Like when you suck. So like in basketball, I don't know if there's a problem still, but teams were tanking in basketball. Like there at least is an issue. Is that even a thing anymore? Do basketball teams still tank?
Slightly.
It's just, but it's there, right? It's like we got to make sure this doesn't happen. See,
don't talk about the Patriots, man. Last year should have tanked. Gerard Mayo forces the win and makes us win in the last game of the season. We would have had the number 1 pick.
But that's the thing for NFL. It's set up. There's nobody ever tanking. Like it's like it's good for the league. But it sucks because it's so dumb. But they don't have NFL does not have a tanking problem at all, and it just shows with the Raiders. They get a coach. They don't have an O-line. They suck. They get a quarterback who's okay. And what do? They make the number 1 dynasty mistake, right? We know this is dynasty fantasy guys. They go get a running back early. You never invest in a running, whether it's money, whether it's draft pick. You never, ever invest big in a running back when you can't win. And Alshon Jenti, to me, he was never as good as a lot of people hyped him up to be. He's great. He's a great prospect, don't get me wrong, but he's not as good as Saquon. He's not as good as Bijan. And, he's just not as good as like those guys as they hype him to be. So you draft a guy, arguably a little slightly overrated on a team that sucks. And this is what happens. So you're basically going to waste Alshon Jenti's career. You're basically wasting, several years. You wasted that draft pick where you could have did anything. You could have traded back, traded later. You could have tanked. And it's just a horrible situation for Alshon for rookie running backs in general, but especially Alshon Jenti. These guys don't learn. Like they don't learn their lesson.
That's some good stuff. Some good pointers there. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys, for coming on today. Had a great time. We talked a lot of different stuff. We got our international. We got FantasyCouch giving us a bunch of good info here for the NFL season. All right, guys. Thank you for all coming on. Appreciate it. Ragaszto, thanks for joining us here internationally. It was a pleasure. FantasyCouch, thank you so much. Loved all the fantasy talk. And Packdrip, glad we got you back here. Glad we moved you from the
I can't wait to tune in and listen to the rest of the pod I missed. But thank you. It was a
Look
pleasure.
at that. It's like something brand new.
I had to make a little, a stupid phone. But yeah.
Don't worry about it. We got you.